I wanted to start, I was not going to talk about politics at all ever in stand-up, but I have to say that you might think by my hair I'm a Donald Trump fan, or by the fact that I'm a New Yorker that's upper middle class white that I'm like pro-Hillary. I'm not. I like Bernie, but I gotta say Feel the Burn is not sitting well with me at all. I think that it is the most failed attempt at a slogan ever. It reminds me of an STD, and I think if anybody wants to be honest, if Bernie loses, it's going to be because subconsciously everybody doesn't want to actually feel the burn. I was almost late tonight, which I know is fantastically unbelievable given by the time. I got on the subway, and it was actually another moment of I was being overwhelmed because this is what prompted the Feel the Burn. There were stickers all over of Feel the Burn, and the guy who was standing right across from me, his fly was down, to the extent where he wasn't like just down, it was like his shirt was sticking out. And at first I was like, I'm just feeling the burn. And ladies, I don't know, thank you. I don't know if you realize guys don't have a non-obvious way to let one another know that our fly is down. I mean, everybody has like XYZ. But on a subway that's crowded, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be the guy who's like, yeah, I'm checking out your crotch and flies down. So I decided to go for awkward eye contact moments and thinking like maybe, so I make eye contact with the gentleman and I kind of just tug my belt, hoping he'll take a cue. First glance doesn't work. Second time I make eye contact, I get a little more aggressive, kind of like really adjust while kind of smiling at him. And it continues for a while, glance, tug, glance, adjust. And finally we get to the point where I really, I dig in, almost to the point of thinking I should just pull my, I don't know what to do at that point. I dig in and the guy just goes, looks at me and he exclaims, "Why do you keep grabbing your GD crotch while you're looking at me?" And coming from a Protestant Jewish household, I was frozen in a lack of understanding of what G and D meant. And I I froze, and now I stepped off the train as I arrived at my stop. And I was walking thinking about what just happened. I realized, and I got kind of confronted by this advertisement. And I say confronted, before I get into it, I'll preface it a little bit. I have 4 sisters, they're all older, 3 are step, 2 mothers. So what I'm about to say, I feel I've had a lot of experience with it. I felt confronted by this ad for period-proof panties by a company called Thinks with an X at the end. And it struck me as odd because the first picture, it was like a picture ad, and the first picture is a woman in the fetal position, like she's got her legs pulled up, but she's grinning. Now this has never, in my experience, been I've never seen my sister throwing something at me maybe, but grinning in the fetal position while she has her period, no. And I'll pause for another minute, guys, periods aren't gross. They're natural, we wouldn't have self-cleaning ovens without them, so you shouldn't knock a period. There's nothing wrong with it. So the next picture is a cracked egg with a yolk dripping off a table. And again, I've never had my mother come out and say it really feels like there's a yolk dripping out of me right now, this egg. I get the image of an egg, but not the use of it in this ad. So then another woman crouched and grinning and happy about it. And then finally, and this is it's a joke, but it's not a joke. There was a halved, peeled blood orange. Or maybe it was a ruby red grapefruit, I don't know. But that was just the picture for this ad, again, for period-proof panties. And I thought, to myself, maybe for advertising purposes, I would go in a different approach. A guy going to pick up the laundry, and a woman in the background relieved that she doesn't need to grab the few choice garments out that aren't supposed to go in the wash. Because gentlemen, if you've ever lived with a woman, they don't throw dry cleaning in the actual laundry bag. They're just trying to get it. It's like if, guys, every guy that lives with a woman threw out a pair of underwear or 2 because they didn't want them to see them when they did the laundry. So I think that would be a better direction to go, is just that relief. Or you could just have a woman in a white dress who is smiling because she's happy that she's not really going to ruin her dress, but she's also not really that happy because she's still, feeling kind of bloated and not really comfortable in the dress, so it's just not going to get ruined. And I'm caught up, and I'm watching this advertisement. I'm thinking about my idea of how to advertise these period-proof panties, and I hear like a Z, and I'm like, what is a Z? And then I hear a Y, and I start to come out of it, and I start to break, and I realize that as people are walking by me, they're saying XYZ, because on the subway it escalated so far that my shirt was now sticking out my flag because I unzipped my pants to let the guy know. So that's all I'm gonna do. I'll let you guys get out of here. I'm Josh Marshall. Have a great night.
All right, Josh.